Everything we're seeing today, from the anarchy in Portland to the New York Times 1619 project, to the BLM organization, to Robin DiAngelo's so-called anti-racism training sessions. All of this is at the heart of why I wrote my book. Little did I know, as I was writing a year ago to today, that we were going to have the summer of 2020, what I'm beginning to call the summer of hate. It is really a consequence of the things we have done to ourselves.
Well, it's funny because you trace the origin of this identity politics back to the 60s, when you might see the summer of love, and I think a lot of people were skeptical of that designation at the time. But now I think your description is apt. We're seeing the fruit of those ideologies, and it's led to the summer of hate. There's one moment early on in the book that was a little surprising to me, but I think you're absolutely right, which is that when people think of identity politics and all of the affiliated pathologies, political correctness, intersectionality, use whatever term you like, when we think of it, a lot of people consider that to be just a sort of eccentricity, a side issue in American politics. So, we really need to get down to talking about the budget or foreign policy, and that identity politics, that's over on the side. But what you say is much more specific and probably more damning. You say that identity politics has become our national hardware. What do you mean by that?
It's really the software of our culture. It's everywhere around us. We have become divided into groups based on race, ethnicity, sex, sexual orientation, gender, even disability status, and anything that confers a degree of victimhood, which can then be used to claim respect or attention or rewards or compensatory justice. It is from the moment you enter school, when your daughter's principal is saying diversity is our strength, to high school, when our kids are made to read Howard Zinn, which does a wonderful job, not of telling history, because it is very bad history, but of instilling grievances. The installation of grievances is really at the heart of this. It needs to work that way. And then obviously the university campuses have been taken over by this, but it's migrated over to the workforce. HR is telling people to put a sign on their desks that say I'm an ally. An ally. Are we in a time of war? So it really has we're all bathing in it, is what I say. It is really, I have come to believe it is the jugular issue of our times.